house, the stakes are high. Jasmine smile, Jordan fly. Daisy's plotting, Dutch takes aim. Frank's betting big, chasing the flame. Whispers echo, secrets fly. Only one will touch the sky. Indigo and Tony call the shots, and Dave sets the stage for every plot. Mind defenses, friendships break. Who will bend, who will fake? One by one they're shown the door, till the last one stands, wanting more. Tyrone's calm, but plans to strike. Moira's ready for the fight. He stays steady, Darius schemes. Alex and Orion chase their dreams. Aaliyah sharp, JD won't fold. Mel and Justin both play bold. Sean's precision sharp and keen. In his house no one is unseen. Tensions rise, the pressure's high. Lines are crossed as truth run dry. Alliances break and bonds are frayed. It's a game of trust where moves are weighed. Each one plays with heart and mind, but only one can leave the rest behind. Attention builds with every day. Trust is fleeting, games are played. Big Brother knows just what you'll do, and every move is up to you. Mind defenses, lines are drawn. Friendships fading, trust is gone. The final moment standing tall. Who's the last to win it all? Big Brother's watching, no escape. Who will rise and seal their fate?
And welcome back, friends. This is your boy, Tam Althor. I got the deets from Jordan Fox, and we're going to be prepared for this award show. I'm joined by my main man, Tony the Mastermind, and the third member of our trio, Tiger Jackson. Welcome, boys.
Hey, welcome. Glad to be here. Glad to have Tiger with us.
Ugh,
Yeah,
it's incredible.
What's up, fellas? Glad to be here. Part of the Triple T. First time we've been together.
It's been
Yeah,
a little
Triple
bit,
T
man.
reunited.
So we were the final three from the last Big Brother game, and now another Big Brother game has gone. We're now the relics. What do you think about this new final three?
Hey, they definitely all fought hard to get there.
It's true.
I think they were all deserving. That's all you can ask of a final three, is having a final three of three people that all deserve to win in their own regard.
All three winners.
What do you think, Tiger?
Agree 100%. Each one had a great case to win. As we'll see, all of the nominees for these awards, but I'm very proud to have either of those games. I think any other games would have been stronger than my game.
You think so? You don't think you could compete with anybody in this final three, huh?
Nah, I'm from a bygone era. I'm good just watching on the sides.
You like to watch. What about you, Tony? How do you think your winning game stacks against these three?
Oh man, well, hey, I'm the OG, I'm the original,
First winner,
while
RDS
The leader,
I'm-
according to some.
Yeah, the leader.
I don't know
I'm
what
pretty
you're saying
humble.
right there, Tiger. Hold up. Pause. What you saying there, Tiger? You got something to add to this leader talk?
I'm just saying that's how some fans perceive it.
Yeah, some very misguided folks out there. I'm sorry, Tony, for interrupting. Continue.
Yeah, I'm pretty humble, but in my own regard, I think I could take them all.
I think my game stacks up pretty well against these three as well. But as you know, it's hard to win. I think everybody who got here deserved to get here. I think on the whole, this last season was the best RDS season we've ever seen, and I'm happy it's going to be recognized with some incredible awards. So the first of these three awards was called Best Debut Performance. We had some incredible candidates. We had Sean Martin. We had Dutch Masterson. We had Moira Ramage. We had Daisy May. And, the list goes on, including the person who I'm not. JD. John, thank God my memory worked. John Dawson also was a candidate. But it came down to a final two. It came down to either Moira or Daisy winning the award. So I want to hear my man Mastermind give a quick 45-second pitch on why Daisy deserves to be recognized.
I'm sorry. Rename the reward in the last two again.
This is best debut performance. Daisy May either won this as the best first-time player for this season, or she came in second. I want you to give me a quick 45-second pitch of why Daisy deserves the best debut performance.
Well, this is going to be the easiest pitch I've ever had in my life. So easy that I'm going to spend most of my time not talking about the pitch whatsoever. So today I actually went to the store. It was good time shopping, and that's about 25 seconds. And then I made it back home, and okay, now we're at 35 seconds. Well, okay, and just when I made it back home, I really thought about it, and okay, we're about 40 seconds. She won the game. So
She won the game. Enough said.
That's how you win best debut performance.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
so Tiger. Even though you have to tackle that great 45-minute pitch by Mastermind, please give me 45 seconds on why Moira deserves this award.
45 seconds. He couldn't even say what he bought at the store. Whatever. But Moira got to the final two in this game. She was never really perceived as the main threat. She always played her cards right. She was in two of the major alliances. That's Ashley's Alliance, Ashley's Angels, and then the Fellowship. It's just a key member of the Fellowship as well, helping with a lot of their strategic decisions. A lot of the decisions she made with Frank and the other worldly room. And yes, they were talking strategy some of the time. But Moira, very smart, intelligent player. She was able to get herself all the way to the end without being considered a major threat. And maybe if she answered her questions a little differently, she would have been the winner.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody listened to the podcast, they definitely heard my opinions on Daisy and Moira throughout the season. Two of the strongest games, and to be honest, two of the most different games. There's really three elements of an RDS game. There's the social element, which is dynamic. There's so many different facets of it. And then there's the strategic element, how you weave through all the different relationships in a way that you can both get people eliminated at the right times and keep them liking you, how you can get through these challenges, how you can get, not challenges, sorry, the advantages. Like, the strategy of this game is so hard. And then finally there's the challenge element. And Daisy May, I think without question, is the best social player of the season, and I think Moira is up there as she's on the podium as one of the best social players too. Like, as you said, she's the only person who was both in Ashley's Angels and the Fellowship, the two dominant alliances bar none in the game. She was a member of both, and until both fell apart, everyone thought she was maybe not super loyal, but a part of it. Nobody really suspected her as flipping, and that's incredible. So yeah, I mean, these are two people very deserving. That these are first-time players is insanity. Like, the RDS has leveled up to an incredible degree.
Yeah, I personally casted my vote for Daisy May, so that was a pretty easy pitch for me.
Okay. And Tiger, I know you watched at home. Did you also vote Daisy May personally?
I have to admit, I did vote Daisy.
Okay. I respect it.
If I could interject, there was a conversation in the backyard, I believe, where Daisy did say she loves Tyra Jackson. So,
so you were influenced. You were a little influenced by this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to reveal who won this award yet. I'm going to hop to the next award. So this next award is called Greatest Leap, and it's looking at the energy, the resonance of these incredible players, and comparing them to the resonance of a keyed player for some reason. And the two we came down to was some individual called Slater, who somehow is linked to both Mel and Adam Stone, and some individual named 3313, who is somehow linked to Frank and to Gil Finley. For this award, we're going to start off with Rusty arguing why this Slater person deserves to be recognized as making the greatest leap between games.
You want Tiger to talk about the Slater
I don't know
guy?
who that Rusty is. Tiger, please talk about Slater.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay,
know
for
Slater
whatever-
either. So hey, it makes sense.
For
if
whatever
you're
reason,
throwing
the
random names
Slater-
like Rusty in there.
Yeah. So I don't really even remember who Adam Stone is. He was on. You said Survivor.
He was.
Survivor season 2, where he had a very small role on his starting tribe of Asai. He was, if I remember right, kind of like the leader of that tribe until the swap happened, and then he was quickly taken out by Robert Bricks. Never made any strong alliances. Never made a big impact.
Yeah,
Compare that to-
unfortunately, he was not even the leader. That was Sherman. He was just one of Sherman's followers.
Thank you. So, compare that to the fact that Adam's probably mentioned by Jordan Fox more than he was ever mentioned by
God.
all the Survivor.
God.
Regardless, Mel, what an improvement Mel is. You're going to compare these two random people, because Mel had such a strong character and was able to constantly be on the outside of all these major alliances, always being threatened to be on the block, and was kind of tethered to Jordan's game, and Jordan wasn't even like super supportive of her. But Mel was able to get through it. Even with Jordan gone, Mel was able to stick around these big alliances, was able to look like she was friendly with Frank, Moira, and Tyrone and Daisy. And ultimately, it's kind of like the Kingmaker with her that lovely southern accent and southern sweet talk, if you will. And she was able to get down to the 4th place rather than being the 4th one out, 4th one remaining. What a jump.
It's a big jump. It's an incredible jump. So, my man Tony, I need you to compare the two randomly selected, Gil Finley and Frank Lopez, please.
All right, yeah, randomly selected. I like that. I'll roll with the flow here. I personally, in my own vote here, was very. Oh, it took me a while to decide this one. Actually, this is probably the one I was most undecided on because I was between these two pairs exactly. Mel obviously had a fantastic leap. I think Frank had an even more fantastic leap in my opinion. It was very tight though. I ended up voting for the Frank Lopez situation here. Obviously, Gil Finley on Survivor, he was, if we had America's favorite vote, he would have taken home America's favorite easily. But as far as strategy goes and things like that, I wouldn't say he was top tier strategy guy. But he did have a lot of fun. He won over the hearts of America, and he came this close to winning the entire game, which that fact made me almost push towards the Mel vote here. And now let's go to Frank Lopez. Of course, Frank Lopez was in control pretty much the entire game until he wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
Just towards the end there, he knew everything that was going on. He had his fingers on the pulse of the game. So just overall level of improvement, and just like what I look at as like strategy and like no hate on Mel, because I think they had an equal rise. But I personally voted for Frank to edge this one out.
Yeah, this is a really hard one. Frank Lopez, watching at home, up until he got his legs cut out from under him, in my opinion, was playing the best game of RDS we'd ever seen. It took elements of all three winners, and he was weaving through it seamlessly, liked by everybody, and also just under the radar for a long time at the beginning. Not even somebody was wrecking like Jordan. People knew Jordan was running the game the whole time, But people kept assuming, oh, this is Dutch or this is somebody else, and pawning off Frank's moves onto other people was insane. But Mel played without question the best middle game I've ever seen. Mel was never, like we say she was in Ashley's Angels, and maybe she was, but I don't remember her being in any alliance that really trusted her and valued her. Early on, we said she was like with Jordan, but she wasn't. Like, Jordan didn't want anything to do with her until the minded fences, and Mel had to somehow navigate being on the outside of the most powerful person, like the enemy of the most powerful person. She was constantly on the outside, and somehow, some way, could be both caustic and loving to everybody. Jasmine dies, she's in there with Tyrone, ingratiating herself with another power player. Frank gets betrayed, she's in there with Frank and Moore, ingratiating herself with the Fellowship. Jordan goes out, she's right there for Daisy, supporting her through her loss. Like, Mel, without being tightly aligned to anybody, was influential with everybody. It was really an incredible thing. This is not an easy vote by any means. I did cast my vote, but I'm going to keep that secret. Let's hop to the next one. This one is probably my favorite of our awards here. This award is called Best Collaborative Roleplay. This season we had all these pairs, all these people who had these really intricate histories of pain and loss with the other one, who were surprisingly forced into living potentially for an entire summer in a house with this person they had promised themselves never to speak to again, and somehow, some way, manage that relationship in a way that doesn't eliminate them. It was an incredible feat we asked of all these incredible players, and the two relationships that received the most votes was Dutch. I know the top photo is a little bit misleading. It's hard to get a photo of Dutch and Frank together, but is Dutch and Frank. And the bottom photo here is a little family photo of a young Mel with her little baby Jordan Fox. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and have my man Tiger Jackson argue why the Frank Dutch pairing had the best collaborative roleplay.
Thank you. This is a great pair here. I felt like I was back in Blue Columbus in the history class when I was trying to read their pairing and their history together that they had typed out. I'm telling you, if you did not look at which room were they, the blue room, whichever pairing they were, you gotta go and read some of that. That was a storybook, how they crafted that story. Should I like give an overview of the story or what?
Whatever you feel. You got 45 seconds ish to make the best case you can for it.
Okay, so they have this complicated history of a neighbor moving in and recruiting this young man, the Sherlock Holmes type role, and things don't go well. Frank's sister goes missing, and they break off contact, and then they finally meet each other at the Big Brother house. And they kept so many things secret from that original backstory, but it still carries over with how they interact with each other. And they have some of these big reveals, like Frank finding out that Dutch has secretly been in love with his sister this whole time as a key reason why she's missing.
No.
It's a huge reveal. They roleplayed it very well. Great stuff to go back and read. And all these plot points keep on happening. And had a greater impact. I mean, Sierra Rivera,
Oh, God.
maybe one of the most impactful, I don't want to say NPCs, but one of the most impactful
players.
outside forces
Oh, yeah.
in this server, yeah.
It's an incredible duo. And my man Mastermind, I need you to explain the greatness that was Jordan and Mel.
You know what's crazy is I'm pretty confident so far you've picked everybody that I voted for. This is for me to defend or explain. But this is another one I was very locked in between the Dutch, the two that we're discussing right now, honestly, because I think a small part of it was I had already given Frank the previous award, so I wanted to go to different. But more, but I did justify it. I did justify it in my mind, of course. That was just a slight bias. I just of the two different stories. I think, of course, I agree with Tiger there in saying that they had a very well thought out plan that was executed very well. I also think Mel and Jordan, of course, had it's hard to fake a story when it's your entire life. Your entire life has
Yeah.
been with that person. So that carried over well. That, of course, led to ups and downs, and luckily ended on a high note and an up note. That story overall, I think, captured me more, and just in the overall execution, I think. If I go back to the Frank and Dutch thing, there was a lot planned, and a lot of that did hit. But I think there were some things that maybe both sides weren't completely on the same page about. Where I feel like Mel and Jordan were lockstep the entire time.
The thing that was really I'm gonna break a curtain a little bit. This is the closest of the votes. It comes down to one vote separates the winner in this, and it's the only award where only two people got votes. Like, even though there's a third person up for this, not a single person voted for it, even though they did incredible as well, just because of how incredible these two pairs did. Just to add a little bit to the Jordan and Mel thing, because I got to watch this, because Jordan was taking shots at me, so I was really paying a lot of attention to her. I just was constantly confused by the depth of it. Like, I buying into this, this is a role model that they had respected so much that this journalist finds out had been doing some pretty terrible stuff to try to win, and then she exposed them. They said, oh, wait a minute, it's deeper than that. Wait a minute, it's deeper than that. Wait a minute, it's deeper than that. And it kept getting deeper through the season, and the raw emotions both of these women felt for each other, positive, negative, sniping at each other, but then protecting the one. It was fascinating. That was incredible. With Dutch and Frank, man, I don't even know who would be the villain of their backstory. They both did so. It's just such a complicated relationship, convoluted, so many details. I don't even know if they're going to keep talking moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much there, but they forgave each other. It seemed they settled it. I don't know. I don't know what they think of. I know what Dutch thinks of Frank. I don't know how Frank sees Dutch at this point, and I really want to see a Sierra and Dutch conversation, because I want to know what else happened in that relationship. But going to our last award, Player of the Season. We had some incredible candidates, but it came down to Frank Lopez and Tyrone, two people who didn't win, but they got more votes than the winner. For this one, I'm going to have our man Tiger Jackson argue for why Frank Lopez deserves to win Player of the Season.
Oh, man. Well, please refer to earlier in the video when you're talking about all the great things he did.
Oh, so great.
I would rest my case, but I'll go ahead and reiterate all of it. Frank Lopez came to this house super under the radar. He's the youngest player in RDS, as in only 20 years old, yet was able to very maturely navigate through all these complicated relationships. He had big moves that he didn't have to take full credit for, but could later on forming that fellowship. But he was a major reason why Justin went out, and he had Justin completely fooled.
Yep.
He was a major reason why Jordan went out. Mm-hmm. He didn't even have to vote for Jordan. How connected that alliance was, able to save a jury vote. He had such a lockdown on these advantages that really the game could have gone whatever direction Frank wanted. Mm-hmm. And Tyrone is over there, yeah. Tyrone's winning all these challenges, and Tyrone is looking like the bad guy in all this. Mm-hmm. And so Frank, if he would have got to the end, probably would have been an easy vote for the winner.
Mm-hmm. That's well said, Tiger. I agree with everything you said there. But now let's hear Mastermind make the case for Tyrone for why he deserves Player of the Season.
So I do see where Tiger's coming from there, and I agree with his points. I will say again, here's the final award, and also that means you have picked every single person that I voted, which is impressive. I ended up going with, of course, the 7 challenge wins. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's amazing enough for Tyrone here. He even if I was considering Frank, the 7 challenge wins, he really turned back my opinion, and I had to go with that. So 7 challenge wins, and then also, of course, just thinking about how he played the season overall, and just really controlling the game. He was using the majority alliance and then split off from that. Not only is that the most daring thing you could do there, it worked. And it really worked in his favor and propelled him to the final three there. Unfortunately, he just missed out on that final HOH. But I don't think there's any question. You put Tyrone's game against anybody in the house in a final two, the game he played, right there at the end, he makes it the final two against anybody else, he wins. And to me, that's player of the season.
So, I'm not going to talk more about Frank. I've talked about him a lot already, but I will chime in about Tyrone here. People forget that Tyrone couldn't even speak when this game started. Tyrone was one of the first two people put on the block in week one. Tyrone
Definitely
might have gone home in week one had he not won his first competition, the veto, and taken himself down. Tyrone stays off the block for a little bit, and the next time he's nominated, he wins the veto again. And the third and final time he's nominated, he wins the veto again. So it's not just he's winning 7 challenges, which is incredible. He's winning the challenges he needs to win when he needs to win them. But outside of the challenges, his strategy was incredible. We gave Frank credit for taking out Jordan, and it was, for the most part, Frank's plan, but Tyrone's the one who completely executed it. And I greatly believe that the fellowship doesn't break if Frank was willing to take some more blood on his hands. I think Tyrone saw the way that Frank kept positioning himself as the good guy while him and Frank did equal dirt and everything, and Frank wasn't about to fall on the sword for somebody else. Tyrone wasn't. Tyrone crushed the fellowship. He crushed the Angels. He formed the alliance that made it to the final three, and I don't know, man. This was an incredible showing. I think very similar to how I played this game, though. Even though he played an amazing game, I think it would have been hard for him to get the votes. I think he was up against a jury of people that he had done wrong. He was up against a jury of people that he hadn't massaged the relationships with. I think he would have struggled to get 4 votes, no matter who he was against of the final couple people.
And any self-respecting jury that has any love for the games that we play here would understand watching that game. They'd just understand, hey, this is a game. I have to vote for the best player. That's just me personally. Not everybody thinks like that, of course.
I genuinely think he would have lost to Moira. I think he would have lost to Frank. I think he would have lost to Mel. And I think he would have lost to Daisy. I think he would have probably struggled to get more than 3 votes against any of them. But I could be wrong. We'll never know.
And this house in particular seemed to really value those personal relationships, unlike Survivor or the other show, our show.
So coming back to the top.
Well, just real quick, like you said, with that veto win, we won that first veto in the competition to start that competition streak, and he never turned back.
He never turned back.
Never turned back.
Let's go, baby. Best debut performer. The winner is, drum roll. What do you guys think? Who do you think won of our 2 finalists?
Drum roll. I think it was Daisy May. Had to be.
Go on, Daisy. Go on, Daisy.
Moira Ramage is the winner of the best debut performance.
Man,
okay.
Scotland just erupted into cheers. Let's go.
Let's go. Scotland screaming.
Yeah, very well deserved. I personally, obviously, I was of the opinion that the winner of the show, since I wasn't going to give the winner of the show player of the season, I had to give them best debut performance.
I think these are 2 qualified people. I'm not going to throw no shade. I wish both could have won. Daisy just did win $1 million, and she also won $10,000 from a challenge.
Agreed.
She picks up another $5,000 here, so I don't think she's upset about it.
Agreed.
All right, going to the greatest leap between games. These are our final 2. Another little drum roll here. Who do you think won?
Give me Slater.
It's got to be Mel. Got to be Mel, for sure.
Mel won in the biggest ass beating of the votes. Mel accumulated a ridiculous total of votes here, and definitely Slate Dog is got the greatest leap between them. Not trying to shoot down Frank. He made a great leap too, but Adam to Mel, whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that is it was gonna be very hard to beat that with just how bad. No offense, just how bad Adam was, how good Mel was.
Yeah, just the definition of greatest leap. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So our next little drum roll. This was the closest vote. Only one vote separated the winner from the loser here. Who do you guys think took home best collaborative role play?
Best collaborative role play. Who do you think, Tiger?
I got Mel back to back.
Ooh, Mel back to back. I agree with that. I'm going Mel back to back. That was my vote.
And you are right. Jordan and Mel take it down. Only one vote separated them, so this could have gone either way. But Mel and Jordan get the win. Mel picking up a second win in the awards show.
Separated by one vote. Oh, man.
One vote.
I don't know why, but I just felt a great sense of joy.
A deep sense of joy on their behalf, huh? Did you?
Yeah, I don't know. Just a weird sensation.
Oh, it's
Wow,
very
interesting.
unexpected.
Hey, they'll get a little
So
bit
happy.
extra money in their accounts, so that's good for Mel and
just
Jordan.
So happy for those women. You
Oh,
know.
we love those women. Great
Yeah,
leaders of femininity.
Yes.
great woman.
I'm not even going to drum roll for this. This does not need any more dramatics. This is the award of the season. This is the MVP. This is $50,000. What do you guys think? Who bagged this one? In your heart of hearts.
Give me the crab.
I got to stick with the crab. I got to go with my crab pick.
The crab pick wins. Tyrone is recognized as the first player of the season in the RDS history. He does not take home the win, but he does take home $50,000. We appreciate everybody for competing this season. Y'all were incredible, but Tyrone was recognized as the most well-rounded game.
Yeah,
Well deserved.
Well deserved. I agree. Hard to beat those challenge wins, and along with the good other parts of his game.
The challenge wins on top of all the strategy involved too. Can't forget that part.
Exactly.
So if you
100%.
take out the winners of each season, let's just do a quick little speculation. If we can't give player of the game to, and you definitely can, the winner can win this, but for last season of Solomon Islands, if we're not giving it to Madison Rose, who would you give it to?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
Mhm.
Madison Rose. Oh man. Sherman, I think was B Harp. Yeah, Sherman.
You're going Sherman. That was a pretty quick exit. You're giving it to Sherman. He played a great game.
I don't know.
Give him that.
That's true. He didn't quite make merge. Yeah, you kind of have to make merge to get player of the season. But he was
was
great
playing.
while he was there.
He was dominating for sure.
I can't necessarily. My memory is failing me here.
That's fair.
Who do you guys think?
You know, people might think I'm biased just because it's a fellow cat, but I think Cat Azalea,
It's
with that
incredible
fake
game.
idol play alone,
It's a huge
if she would have just played her idol right, probably would have gone a lot farther.
I
definitely
think
would've
if
been a
she
good
plays
player of the game.
that idol breaker, I think Kat probably wins the game.
Now, if we're talking season 1, Sue Turner, she really left an impression on me.
You
She
say
would've won
Sue?
season 1 Survivor
Wait.
player of the year.
Okay,
the
let's
game.
skip right to the next Solomon, the next to Survivor. You say Sue gets player of the game?
Oh yeah, that's Sue Turner. She really was just a
obviously
sweetheart.
Indigo can't get it in the way we've done this metric. But you go Sue, okay? What do you think over there, Tiger?
You know, yeah, there's Lily Mansion who played a phenomenal game, but give me Sue.
What? Sue?
Sue
Two
Turner.
Sues?
Turner.
Well,
It's official.
we can all agree to disagree. I think before Tyrone, Lily Mansion had played the best game that didn't win. I think even with Tyrone, arguably because of how horrific his jury management was, like Tam, I think Lily played a better game as well. So I definitely have to give player game to Lily if we can't give it to Indigo. And I think even over Indigo, maybe I'd give it to her. But I go Lily. And for the first season, I'm not even going to bring it up because it's either me or Tiger. We're in the Triple T together, so it's a Triple T shared win.
You know,
Yeah, Triple T shared win. Yep. I mean, hey, Undercover Tam was impressive, but Tiger had some impressive moments too. I
It's
agree with
incredible.
that.
I mean, don't forget who made the Triple T happen.
Yeah, Tam
Exactly.
Althor.
But the alliance name. Well, there was one
Tiger.
person that led. No, there was one person that truly
Was
led.
there?
The Triple T
There
alliance,
was,
I've
huh?
heard.
Who was
That's what I've heard.
the one who
Yeah.
led it then?
That's what I heard this season. I heard
Okay.
that this season on Survivor while I was hosting, or on my Big Brother while I was hosting.
I mean, I remember having a pick of 2 people,
It's true.
and
Who
I don't know
was it
why-
that
I
presented
don't know why
you with that pick? Who led you to there?
you know who.
Oh, okay.
My good friend Tam.
Oh,
You might-
we're
you
brothers.
might.
It's all brothers in the Triple T Alliance. But thank everybody for joining us for
Hey,
this
maybe Tony
RDS Award show. That's
Take
all we
us out.
have. You
Take
got
us
any
out,
final
Tiger.
notes on the season, guys?
I personally think it was a great season. Obviously, we're trying to continually improve and outdo ourselves every season. I feel like we've been able to do that so far. So, who knows what's coming next?
Who knows what comes in
Loved
the next season?
Loved every season so far. And maybe if Triple T's such good brothers, maybe Tony could float some money my way.
Oh,
Thank
I got a couple bill too. You need to hold something,
We got
Tiger.
we got some investments. We got some
Yeah,
investments. We can definitely get
been
that.
doing a
How
lot
do
of
you like
world traveling,
international
it gets-
shipping?
It's hey man, I'll do it.
All right, send him to Tarkov, Tony. Let's get him. His
going.
pockets fat.
He's going. Well,
Sounds,
hey, take us out, Mr. Tiger. Say the signature line.
Good night, house guests.